Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So it's a 4/4 plus we draw a card. Awesome. Oh yeah, let's let this henge rip, baby. The great henge. Oh, it's so good, right? We just went on a rampage right there. Coming over. That's what I'm talking about. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. Today we have something very special. Gruul Aggro, Gruul Adventures, Gruul Landfall. I don't know what you want to call this deck, but it absolutely slaps. We are crushing people within Mythic rank. You know, there's something about combining the adventure spells, which, you know, if they do pop off, are basically a 2-for-1 with the MDFC cards, which again are 2-for-1 cards. So everything in this deck works so good together. It is absolutely friendly for new players, beginners. I would say free to play individuals, but it's a little expensive. You're gonna have to watch out on that. But wow, I cannot even explain how friendly this deck is to play with the massive combination of adventure and the MDFC land spell creature combos that we have in here, such as Kazandu Mammoth, Shatterskull Smashing. You know, it's just absolutely insane. And then of course we have our big heaters within Gruul, like Questing Beast and our Embercleave as well. We're playing traditional today, so we've got the sideboard incorporated above us. We're gonna break down the deck, the sideboard, watch the gameplay footage, talk about the playlines, interactions, and then, you know, close up, whatever. Let's get right into it. You know, this deck is a beast. Every card within the deck is important, so we're gonna break down it all. We have 4 copies of Akoum Hellhound. This is our first 1-drop, a 0/1 with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Akoum Hellhound gets +2/+2 until end of turn. This is absolutely amazing. Typically, we only play 1 land per turn, but with things like Fabled Passage, like Evolving Wilds, which we do have incorporated into the deck right here, you know, it can get 2 of those triggers off per turn, which is really good. So, you know, having a 1 that becomes a 4/5 that can attack is very, very powerful. Edgewall Innkeeper, you know, this doesn't hold any value within the aggro aspect of the match. You know, it's a 1-drop. It's good to get that out on curve. You probably won't be attacking with Edgewall Innkeeper though. And whenever you cast an adventure spell, draw a card. That's absolutely amazing. The spell doesn't have to enter the battlefield. It just needs to be cast on the stack while the Edgewall Innkeeper is in play. So this is very, very good. And, you know, a lot of aggro matches or aggro decks in general can run out of steam if they don't have the appropriate draw engine. And this is going to do just wonders. It can sit on the field. It acts as a 1/1, which will, you know, affect our Lovestruck Beast, which we'll get to in a moment. Moving on to our 2-drops though, we have Rimrock Knight, which is a 3/1 who cannot block. So a pretty cool blade creature. You don't want to be doing much blocking as an aggro deck anyways. And of course, it does have Boulder Rush for 1 at instant speed. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. And we talked a little bit earlier about the Hellhound, how it can become a 4/5 just by playing a Fabled Passage and cracking it on top of it. Well, what are we going to do with the land that we just played, right? Well, something like Boulder Rush can push some of our landfall creatures up that much more. Speaking of landfall creatures, we want to push up Brushfire Elemental, a 1/1 with haste. It cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. So if there's other 1/1s, there's other 2/2s, you're free and clear just to hit in. This plus Brushfire Elemental is a 1/1, which will help your Lovestruck Beast again. 3 copies of Shatterskull Smashing and Shatterskull the Hammer Pass. This is the Mythic MDFC Bolt land. You have to pay 3 life or the land comes in tapped. And on the opposing side for 2 at sorcery speed +X, dealing X damage divided as you choose among up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. If X is 6 or more, you'll get to deal twice X damage to them instead. Into our 3-drops, Kazandu Mammoth and Kazandu Valley. You know, we talked about the power of adventure and the MDFCs here. This exemplifies it for us. Entering tapped, adding a green or force to our pool, which is nice, right? That's absolutely amazing. If, you know, you don't have a 1-drop, here's your 1-drop. On the other hand, if you have the land to curve into it, Kazandu Mammoth is a 3/3 with landfall, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your turn, it's going to get +2/+2 until end of turn. similar to our Hellhound, but the base stats are a little bit better. So if we crack a passage on this, it goes to 5/5, and then it goes to 7/7. What do we do with all that land? Well, we have the things like Boulder Rush, like we talked about, and we also have Embercleave that we're going to get to in a second. Moving forward, 4 copies of Lovestruck Beast. You know, this is such a big body, a 5/5. It can't attack unless you control another 1/1 though, but that's not a problem. You know, we have Edgewall Innkeeper, we have Brushfire Elemental, and then of course we also have Heart's Desire for 1, which creates a 1/1 white human creature token. And then, you know, of course we have the 4 Lovestruck Beast, so there should be no shortage of 1/1s to allow your Lovestruck Beast attacking privileges. 4 copies of Bonecrusher Giant, you know, another busted adventure card. 4/3, whenever it becomes a target of a spell, it's going to deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. It has Stomp at instant speed for 2. Damage can't be prevented this turn, and Stomp deals 2 damage to any target. Moving on to our 4 drops, 4 copies of Questing Beast. You guys know and love this card, I'm sure. It's a 4/4 with Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control cannot be prevented, and whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls. So, you know, the combat damage can't be prevented is actually pretty cool, especially in aspects to Questing Beast Death Touch. Lots of creatures will have, you know, when this creature takes damage, mitigate that damage and take that many +1/+1 counters off of the creature. Pokranos is a creature within the meta that we see have this effect. When Questing Beast or Bonecrusher Giant can hit them, that will nullify that effect. So our Death Touch is now active as part of our combat damage because that's not being prevented. So the Death Touch will still hit it and they'll still die, rather than them being protected from the Death Touch and just losing the +1/+1 counters. And finally, and certainly not least, Embercleave for 6 flash, costing 1 less to cast for each attacking creature we control, and when it enters the battlefield, it automatically gets equipped to a creature we control. An equipped creature gets +1/+1, has double strike and trample. The organic equip cost is 3, so, you know, there's lots of times you'll put this on a creature and they'll remove that creature, in which case Embercleave still is on the battlefield because it's an equipment, and you'll just have to pay the re-equip cost at sorcery speed. And again, when you put something like Death Touch, Trample, and First Strike together, you only need to deal 1 damage to the blocker, and the rest of the damage can go in to the red zone, if you will. These spells are accompanied by 4 mountains, 7 forests, 3 Cage-Round and Timbercrown Pathways, 2 Evolving Wilds, and 4 Fabled Passages. Again, both with the dual landfall effects there because of the sacrifice. We're playing traditional today, so the sideboard is being utilized. The Great Henge. You know, this is my favorite green card right now. Green's very powerful, and this is the climax of mono green as far as I'm concerned. For 9, X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. That's why Lovestruck Beast is great, dropping it by 5, and then we can cast it for 4. The Beast comes out on turn 3, the Henge can come out on turn 4. Any removal-based opponent that's consistently removing your creatures, you're going to want to get the Henge in there, and maybe if it's a slower style aggro deck, maybe if you can get the Lovestruck Beast out and just put up the wall that they can't remove, you'll get this on turn 4. But again, if you don't have the Lovestruck Beast and it is against an aggro matchup, you don't want to just have a dead card that you can't play before the match is over and you're dead. So you 100% need to utilize this card, but you need to utilize it correctly by cheating it out through the Lovestruck Beast on turn 3 and then the Henge on turn 4. That's going to gain you 2 life, and whenever you play a creature, you're going to draw another card, which should be another creature, hopefully, that you can replay and continue that cycle, therefore draining your opponent's hand of removal. The God of Destiny, for me, this comes in against those long matches, those control matches, right? When your opponent is wiping the board, it's got Indestructible, so it survives those. You know, it's out of play, so it's going to be hard to exile unless they're using targeted exile, like Extinction Event won't hit it, for example. They need to use something like Elspeth Conquers Death to snag it. So you get 2 consistent damage, you could potentially get ramp, and then, you know, eventually as you build up, if you do get built up, it'll come on the field as a 4/5 attacker. 4 copies of Scavenging Ooze. This is a 2/2 in which we can pay 1 to exile target card from a graveyard. If it's a creature card, give Scavenging Ooze a +1/+1 counter and gain 1 life. So, you know, dealing with Kroxas from the graveyard, you know, any other cards with Escape, for that matter of fact, is going to be great. And it's a life gain engine if you need, potentially, as well. 3 copies of Thundering Rebuke for 2 sorcery speed, dealing 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. You know, just some good old-fashioned removal. We don't see Terror of the Peaks a ton, but, you know, there's stuff out there that needs to be removed. Even other questing beasts, just removal. 2 copies of Ranger's Guile at instant speed for 1 target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. Your opponents will have the tendency to want to interrupt your Embercleave. This will help you protect your Embercleave creature. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 3 copies of Chainweb Aracnir. This is a 1/2 with reach for 1. When it enters the battlefield, it deals damage to its power to target creature with flying that an opponent controls. You know, it only comes in as a 1, but you can still pick up some rogues for that. And then the great thing here is escape for 5, 4 other cards from your graveyard. Rogues are going to be milling you. You're going to have plenty of cards in your graveyard. No worries there. It escapes with 3 +1/+1 counters on it, so it's going to be a 4/5, and you'll be able to take out any rogue you want at that point. And of course, 1 copy of Red Cat Melee, instant speed for 1, dealing 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If a non-red permanent is dealt damage this way, you sacrifice a land. It's just a great way to pick off Annex at instant speed if you run into mono red. You know, any big red baddie, you know, we talked about Terror of the Peaks potentially making a resurface within the meta. This will help deal with it, right? So there's your general sideboard guide. Take out what was bad, put in what was good. You know, it's kind of different with this deck because it is so finely tuned. You're mostly trying to just deal with what your opponents shut you down with. Or if there's something specific that shuts your opponent down within your library, you take that, right? For example, if they had lots of removal, you know, the shocks and everything, maybe... And that's the hard part about the deck, is that it really revolves around it. So, you know, I would say to take your Guile. Don't sub out the creatures that will help you fight that removal through the draw engines, but just try to protect them, right? It's a little bit hard to sideboard with this deck, but it is doable. You know, typically I'm dropping Rimrock Knights, Brushfire Elementals, the off-brand 2-drops that still work good, and then just taking a couple cards that I need. You know, if it was rogues, we could probably drop the Hellhound and take the Aracnir. Right, easy stuff like this. You guys are smart, you're gonna figure it out, and of course, the more you play the deck and the more you sideboard against the meta, the better you're gonna be at it. So with that all being said, I am live on YouTube every morning at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard. We switch to Twitch after that, roughly around 7 or 8 a.m. Mountain Standard. We're there, you know, for the majority of the day, and then hopefully, ideally, we're back on YouTube at 6 p.m. You know, we've not been doing 2 uploads every day for a little bit, but you know, ideally we are. So thank you for your time and attention. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share to a friend, and of course enjoy this gameplay footage. Make sure to watch to the end because we have some life-changing news that you cannot afford to miss out on. So we'll talk to you in a few moments. Alright, no more Omnath, no more Escape to the Wilds, which was super busted, and no more Clover, which I actually appreciate. What they didn't get rid of though is Edgewall Innkeeper. You know, it's not that great, easily removed, much like the Cobra. And, you know, it's fine. Like, I think we can still play it pretty successfully. We'll start slow and try to utilize all of our mana. Let me just turn down this game volume a little bit. And, at this point, I think we're safe just to probably take the turn off, right? Play our Innkeeper. Hopefully it doesn't get blasted. Could have attacked for 1 potentially, but meh. Alright, so let's search for a forest here. That activates our Mammoth for us. Oh, and we pull that anyways, so it's always pleasant. Mammoth in play. Could have taken the draw there, but meh. I'd rather get that Mammoth going. Beast the turn after. So we're basically just playing it like we would any Gruul deck, right? Gruul aggro, go, go, go. And then any adventure is just like the cherry on top. It's just added value. We're not focusing on it. It's not our main get. But when it does get, you know, we are pleased. Right? Because eventually we are going to play this Lovestruck Beast. We are eventually going to play this Rimrock Knight. And now all of the priority from our opponent is shifted to our Edgewall Innkeeper because that seems like a threat to them. When in all reality, it's the Kazandu Mammoth that's going to be snacking them, right? Oh my gosh, we got to cleave. We just need a secondary mountain. That's a lot of fun. Because we need that mountain, We're gonna go in with the beast, take the draw. And there's our second mountain, perfect for next turn. And we'll keep the Innkeeper back, I guess. But I wouldn't mind trading and killing with the Channeler via the 1/1 token. And we're not going to have 3 red in play, so we shouldn't keep this for later. Let's just utilize it now. Let's put it on the one that can't be killed with a shock or a spike field hazard, and we'd hit for 8, I think, there. 2 Channelers in place, you know, not the greatest. They become 4/4s. Yep. Just patiently waiting here, seeing what our opponent's up to. They're doing a good job. Okay, so we do see our little dude removed. That's fine, though. We're still cleaving a 5/5 if the 1/1's not dealt with. And we pull a replacement, too. Actually, we'll be cleaving the 7/7 because it was a passage. This Kazandu Mammoth, total sleeper. People were like, "Ah, it's not that good. It's a 3/3." No. It's a 7/7. What would be cool is 1, 2, 3, 4. We couldn't we? No, we're 1 land short. It'd be so awesome if we had another land and we could have beast and cleaved. How fun. I believe this is just straight up lethal regardless, though. Unless there's a Brazen Borrower, Petty Theft, to bounce our cleave target, or a negate, something to stop it. It hits, and I believe it lands. Petty Theft, there is, into the Royal. Okay, that's fine. We should have put it on the Lovestruck Beast, and we could have got 2 more damage out of the equation. You know, whatever, right? It's always disappointing when your cleave doesn't hit for lethal and they interrupt it. We'll get him. We'll get him. It's okay. We dropped last night from not playing. In our last video, we were like top 1400. We're already back into the percentages, so you can see that just to maintain Mythic numbered rank, because of course it does go from the percentages up to 99% and then into 1500 numbers down to number 1. So you do slip back just by not playing. You don't even need to lose matches to lose rank. You simply just need to play less than the people around you, and specifically win less than the people around you. So I think we're in a great spot, but it would get a lot better with this questing beast that can't be blocked. Right, this should give us a little leeway. There's not enough instances and sorceries for their raptor bite, whatever you want to call it. They can't block. Could tap to go to 4, but then of course when they do tap, they cannot block. So, oh, and Infuriate gets us, but we've got Death Touch, so it's whatever, right? All right, maybe we misplayed somewhere, because this is getting weird. Huh. Let's Mammoth. Let's Rimrock. And then next turn we can Landfall and Smash. I wish we had a 1/1 for that beast. Sad times. No attacks here. End turn. They have 3 cards left. One is a giant that would leave them 2 mana. It's that petty theft that we're worried about. It's Into the Royal that we're worried about, right? Well, that's interesting. We could cast this for 3. That's not a lot. Do we play the Mammoth as a body, or do we just try to cleave right now? I think we go for it. We'll use this as a land, pay the life. If they deal with it, it's not as good as them dealing with the Mammoth. It's easy for us to get it back in play. Right, we're spreading our threat around. Now they can't block and not be killed, like they're gonna lose a body regardless. Oh, big brain. Big brain, baby. This is still lethal. They'll have to block the Rimrock Knight as well. Unless they have a bounce here. They've got some other shenanigans. They have to. We're going to lose our Hellhound. Something's happening. You dog. Huh. We're getting right down to it. They've got 3 cards in hand. 2 mana untapped. And it is another Into the Royal. Are you serious? Lucky duck. Alright, down to 4. We still have Cleave in play. Right? It's to the point where they don't want to spend mana. They need to interact with us on our turn. And whoever we put the Cleave on, right? So, yeah, some tough decisions coming our opponent's way. You know, they have to somehow deal with that Mammoth. The Channeler's really nice in late game. 3 mana up still. Let's put it on the Rimrock Knight, because if it gets bounced, that opens up the Boulder Rush ability to us again, the Adventure. They can't sacrifice it yet because it still has Summoning Sickness, so let's go. I think the Channeler needs to block and then tap. Hey, that's just me, I don't know. We do have Trample here, so we will be doing lethal still. Didn't have Summoning Sickness. I guess you can sack without it, because it has no tap function. Okay, so let's go wide. We've lost all of our threats. They still have their Channeler, which is not good. They are surviving. They put us in a very bad spot. A 3rd Channeler. Awesome. Wow, that is awesome indeed. They have to counter that somehow. Oh my gosh, they can't block it, and that's lethal. right? The power of the magmatic channelers is less than 2, and Questing Beast can't be blocked by creatures with power less than 2. So no blocks here. What? Oh, nice. Hashtag sploosh. That third Into the Royal is upsetting. Channeler's up to a 4/4 now. You dog. We are getting lit up here. Let's light up these Hellhounds. This is so lethal. They need more counters. Let's see the block. We still cleave the one that's interacting with it. So we'll probably just do 2 damage here and they'll deal with the cleave. Rather than having them deal with the cleaved Hellhound that gets through for lethal. And then they get the kill on the block, right? So we need to make sure that they don't get the kill, is the thing. Every card counts at this point. We will trade, but we will, I believe, no, the 4th Into the Royal. Are you serious? So they still, you know, get the kill. I can't believe it. 4 Into the Royals. 3 Channelers. 3 Bonecrusher Giants. Holy. This is absolutely insane. We need a 1-drop. Or our boy, right? Just trades, but let's... Or we wait, and then we cleave our beast. Screw this guy. I'm not trading all day. I'm over it. You're out of Into the Royal. You've used too many Bonecrusher Giants. What else do you have? Infuriate. That's annoying. That could get us. We have Death Touch, though. Death Touch First Strike. Trample. So we'll only need to apply 1 damage to them to get the kill, and the rest can go in on our opponent. So I think by holding back that Questing Beast and progressing next turn with the cleave is going to cement us this win and showcase El Big Braino. Well, I just get absolutely demolished. Right, they're gonna have us discard or something. Stop it. Good times. They're really thinking on this here. It does sit on the top. They're 5th Into the Royal. Right? Maybe they're bringing something back from the grave. You know, who knows? They could have that Thunder. Whenever deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. If you draw a card, you may discard a card or whatever. Okay. I'm fine with that. Don't you dare. Don't you dare target my beast, baby. Interesting. They seen the cleave too. So just by holding that back, we're able to get the win rather than just trading the beast for their 4/4 and continuing to top deck, which is not good. So that's alright. It's like kind of like pulling that slingshot back, if you will. As far as sideboarding goes, that was a long first match. We're talking 16 minutes on that first match, and this is some sort of is it abomination? Is it aggro? Or is it tempo, I guess, because of the Into the Royals. So, you know, I love the henge just because they've got all that damage coming our way. It's like the red cap melee would be fine, but I don't think we necessarily need it. The Guile would be pretty cool as well. You know, it can interrupt a little bit, but I think at a certain point we should just... But that Into the Royal could just bounce our henge, so that's actually not a good entrance. It's a very expensive card for them to just bounce back really easily, right? You know, maybe we interrupt that to protect our cleave, right? Because they're going to try to bounce it on us and we can protect it. I think that's the go-to move here. And as far as blockers go, they did have them, so it's a hard call. I think the 2 Rimrock Knights, or maybe 1 Brushfire, 1 Knight. Because we might need the draw from the Rimrock Knight on our Edgewall Innkeeper. That could probably help us out, right? Because they do have the removal, so if we could get it on safe and activate the draw immediately when they're tapped, it could be nice. I'm fine with this, I think. Keyword, I think. I'm tempted to just play the Mammoth right away, unless we draw a land. No. We have no 1-drop, so this is basically the, well, we do it within Lovestruck Beast, but we don't have our 3rd land, right? And I don't want to get locked up. Well, there it is, but whatever. So let's just grab this. They don't have the mana to sack it right now, so easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then next turn, we can put our 1/1 with haste, and then put a land on top of it. It's going to become a 3/3. Or we just keep pushing the fight. They're down to only a few cards. Oh, it's got prowess and they have something for 1. You fool. Or they just sack it and our giant fizzles to the grave. That's really good for them. And really embarrassing for me. But it's still off the field, that's fine. Down to 3. You know they want to interact with our cleave, right? Let's push in haste. We need another mountain. Let's push it up. Let's save it. They could still interact with it. No, we're good. Their giant goes to the grave, right? So that's really good card advantage. I shouldn't call it advantage because they did the same thing to us, right? So we're actually not getting advantage. We're just coming back from our disadvantage, but it is good to set pace, right? They're just so lucky, right? Just slamming in these giants. I guess we are as well. I want to save that beast for a little later. Lovestruck Beast just strictly beats the giant, so maybe we can ride off that somehow. We won the first game as well somehow? I thought we lost the first game. Nice. That's how normally when an aggro match goes more than 5 minutes, I've just somehow automatically assumed we've lost it. This won't work. Oh, interesting. That Scry 2 is nice. It also has prowess, so it's tough, right? That's it though. That's it. They wasted their Into the Royal to shut down our itty bitty boys. Let's hold up our Guile. We could even use the Guile on some shenanigans. And we could also activate our Lovestruck Beast with our Brushfire Elemental. Let's keep that in mind. It's also a 1/1. That's a big boy hit. Yikes. Right? We're gonna need to do something about that. All right, we hit for 9. Wow. Down to 6. They are really relying on that top deck. Let's see if they get it. Sploosh. an Infuriate again, right off the top. With their luck, they probably did. Gruul aggro's feeling really tough. Call it Gruul Adventures, whatever you want. It does utilize the adventure cards, which are just generally good. They don't even need the Clover to be busted, in my opinion. Let's just block it in case, right? We never know what's gonna happen here. The dragon can't block. Well, I guess actually it could. We kill this Sprite Dragon, and we still hit for 4, and we have a blocker. 10 life. I think we're good. We should be back into the top 1500 with that win. Sploosh. Not too shabby. 1450. Let's play a couple more matches. All right, we've ranked against number 12 in Mythic. Big woofs, right? They're playing a little slow. I don't know if maybe they logged into our stream or not. But welcome, friend. It should be all right. I think as long as we can get some hits in, is going to be the thing, right? Let's passage first. I really want to save one passage for the Mammoth, but we should get one out of the way. There's no way we drop both of them after turn 4, so let's do one on turn 1. Probably grabbing a mountain as well with it, right? The Trident, so Rakdos aggro. They mill a Rankle right off the top. Let's just hold the phone. Probably should have passaged again, but I'm gonna take the risk. We're gonna draw a forest. Ooh. Okay, Tamarack calls the dead. Alright, they've got the Ox, they've got Kroxa. Yikes. Are they running Lurrus main deck, do you think? Or are they just gonna strictly play those from the grave? This is way too slow for an aggro matchup for us. Like, we're coming out of the gate all wrong here. Right, allowing them to set up for the mid-range attack, and we're just trying to get a creature in play. Yikes. Trying to get the most out of it though, at least, right? You know, if they tap out, we might go... Well, now we have to go with the Questing Beast. What do we toss? That's annoying, isn't it? Toss the land, I guess. No blocks. We'll get the 5/5 out for those things. We could Innkeeper into a draw. I think we just go with Beast. Let's play it safe for now. It's just something that we'll do later on. And they basically should have blocked that because we'll just defend against Kroxa, right? It would have made no difference. I guess they get an additional discard this way. That's good, I suppose. 3 to the bottom, wow. Yikes. I mean, we could cleave our beast. There's just straight removal for it. That's why they didn't do it. You dog. Alright, let's pick it up, I guess. Ooze can go in to deal with Kroxa. Our Elemental can leave. That Guile should come in. Well, that's sorcery speed removal. That's actually not going to affect our cleave really so much. The Ox is what, a 5/3 when it enters or something? Yeah. Red, we could do 5 damage to with our melee. I think that Great Henge would be really nice. And maybe we toss a Rimrock Knight. Hard call. Oh man. You know, the God of Destiny might be alright as well. Such an annoying match, and any life gain that we can get might be good. Right? It might be good. Yikes. So the sideboarding here is pretty weird. And we can gain life with the God of Destiny. We can also gain life from eating creatures from their grave with the ooze. Yikes. What? Oh my gosh. We should probably just keep this. I've mulliganed a full hand of land away and got none before, so I'm hesitant to mulligan this. We go first, so we need to really roll out. And this looks much better, I think. I think we drop the Questing Beast. One, two, three, four. Oh man. Do we drop the henge? No. Yikes. Who in their right mind throws a Questing Beast away? I don't know. Feels awkward. Feels really weird to have done that. But I want that henge out. And it's easier to get out with the Lovestruck Beast than it is with the Questing Beast. Not only is it a turn earlier, but... Come on, we need a land. We need a land. Nice. So now their priority goes to the ooze. Let's take our hit. They're gonna stomp the ooze, yeah. Totally respectable. I get it. It's a good card. Right? We can play our henge next turn, and then we just need a string of creatures after that. Playing a mountain with our passage. That activates our cleave. Let's end our turn. We can cleave the beast next turn. Are you serious? We based our whole gameplay around that. Well, he's ranked number 12 for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. Woof. We're just holding out. Hopefully there's no removal here. We're okay. We're okay. Playing a land. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 available mana. They still hold up to... Stop it. Stop it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We have to actually attack with everybody. Oh no. Let's keep that 1/1 back. We Embercleave whichever the Death Touch blocks and hope that they don't have, you know, an Eliminate. Interesting. Let's cleave. If there's any response, we wild. All right, let's see how this works out for us. Spike Field Hazard, okay, sure. We trade with the Beast. We still get a nice hit in. They're down to 2 cards in hand. They can tap to draw 2 off the top to play. They get another Channeler. Shredded Sails. They're just gonna kill Embercleave. Those dogs! 4/4, but it's totally tapped. Oh my god. Are you serious? What a top deck. What a top deck. Oh my lord. In what world? Holy. Nighthawk Scavenger is so good. I can't even. Wow. I hope that makes you happy. Don't you target my Lovestruck Beast? We need a passage off the top, or a cleave. This gosh dang Scavenger, I tell ya. Oh, more Death Touch, sure, that's great. Good gosh. It's not enough damage output without the Lovestruck Beast because the Scavenger just mitigates every single bit of it. Skyclave? Oh no, that's just straight removal. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, Noham! You have such a blessed draw. Down to 10, up to 14. Of course they do. Of course you do, bro. Oh my gosh, that's a good game. Sploosh. We tried. We honestly tried there. There's nothing we could do. I think we can keep this. Right, we have plenty of land and nice landfall triggers. So, I think it's good. Nice pickup. Pathway off the top allows us to play our Hellhound without paying 3 life. Alright, we have Jund. Lots of removal again. Right? Can't be blocked with creatures with 2 or less. A beast, whatever. No attacks, we don't want to lose anything. Scry 1, sure. The Enclave is pretty cool. Oh, the God of Destiny is very good. We're gonna play this passage so hard. Mammoth just comes in. Entering tapped here. Do we try to trade with them to keep down the devotion? Yep. That's fine. At the end of the day, we do need it off the field. It would have been cool to have them both on, but they would have still had the blockers, the thing, so didn't matter how much we pushed them up, they still would have just been removed. It's decent landfall triggers here. Every single one of our creatures is getting it twice. Playing a forest. All of our triggers. Let's allow our 7 damage in. Unless they still just have removal for the Mammoth. That just generally sucks. So, oh well. No harm, no foul. Heart's Desire can go in. We still hit for 14. Right? That's a lot of damage. And we lost 2 of our creatures, right? Taking the life up to 5. Rider can be played with life gain. We basically just need to draw more land. Oh, that keeper is so good. Just like words do not describe how good that keeper is right now. A little draw engine for us. Pulls a beast. No attacks. They could do something crazy that we're not expecting, right? Who knows? They've got a lot of cards. We just need a few more turns. Scrying 1. Meh. To the top, which is not a good sign for us, actually. There's the removal. Oh, man. This actually is getting not good. We're gonna play this just as the land, or we play this and bank on drawing a land. But if we play this as land, we can play our Questing Beast still, right? And that could get in alongside these guys. So, we win this. There's a lot of removal here. A lot of big bodies, too. And take our henge. And drop a cleave. I'm gonna take 2 Guiles. And I'm gonna drop 1 Rimrock Knight, 1 Elemental. Just a little protection from all their removal. I would hate to get Cleave out and have some instant speed removal, right? Just have your Cleave target Murder Stridered, so that could save us. No land. Keeping 6. Tossing a forest. The bummer about playing your Innkeeper early, it gets removed, right? Not great. But, you know, we can still make the most out of it. No, instantly removed, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. So we get our own God of Destiny in play. I wonder if they play theirs again. They do. Sploosh. Mine looks cooler, baby. Right? The difference in the art. This is like the constellation art. This is the regular art. The regular art's still really nice. Woof. 4 mana in play, 4 in hand. God in play. Crusher to the field. That's not that bad. That mitigates our beast really nicely. I almost wish we pulled something else. It is what it is. Let's just take the attack. You know, I don't think blocking with the Questing Beast is ever appropriate. Yeah, it drops the Great Henge, but let's just keep going. Keep that, you know, devotion as low as we can. There's no land in their grave for us to take. Decent hit unless they remove it. Again, they've got plenty of life right now, so they just be, you know, draining their hand. Ugh, that rider's annoying. Maybe we're getting ourselves into a bad position here. I think we already have, and I've just realized it. Shit. They have so much removal. We really need that henge in play. Gross. They have something available. We have 5. This is 6. We need our devotion at like what, 7? Yeah, that's a lot. Highlight our hand so they think that there's shenanigans. There's not. We don't want our land coming in tapped. We need to stay on the forefront of our curve. This actually really helps. Right, that should put us at what? 6, right? 7 total. So if we play this for 3, that leaves us 4. And I believe that works. Math's never my strong suit, but we were able to go up to 7. Look at us. I think we're getting set up. Being able to get that henge in was really, really nice. Removal, you dog. We already have our henge in play though, so it doesn't feel quite as bad. Passing. You know, taking the 2 damage, whatever. They gain 2 life. And then we gain our life. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So it's a 4/4 plus we draw a card. Awesome. Oh yeah, let's let this henge rip, baby. The great henge. Oh, it's so good, right? We just went on a rampage right there. Coming over. That's what I'm talking about. You're gonna need a couple pieces of removal. Specifically, those mammoths are really good. The Brushfire Elemental is really good too. Just because they hold such high devotion. Each of them hold 2 mana symbols, which is good. The Ox. No haste on that bad boy, at least. We don't need the land. Let's just do this damage. That pushes our mammoths up. We're gonna have plenty of room to cleave as well. Oh, come on, let us cleave! That was glorious. That was such a good setup. That was gonna be big boy damage. Let's check out the battlefield there. You know, we've got these 6/6s in play, and there's too much damage with a cleave on top of this, right? Oh my god. Absolutely amazing. Alrighty, so Guile Landfall is a beast. I'm very pleased with how well this deck performed. Of course, you can support the channel if you found any value by giving it a like, a comment, subscribing if you haven't already, but I know you have, or else I'm coming to your house. And of course, you know, share the channel out to a friend. Let them know that we've got something really special here. There's a 500,000 gem giveaway, free cash prize tournaments, daily deck videos, and a banging community for you guys to get involved with as well. Links for everything in the description below. We're using MTGA Arena Assistant today. You know, it's got metagame analysis, deck write-ups, deck videos, everything and more that you'll ever want within a Magic the Gathering Arena tracker. Check it out. That's the Overwolf link. Thanks for watching. Make sure to go watch another video, and we'll talk to you soon.